For this lesson on tools, I want to talk about TargetWeld, which is under Mesh Tools TargetWeld. I also want to talk about the difference between selecting edges or vertices and pressing the delete button versus going and selecting edges or vertices and going to this DeleteEdge Vertex or Control plus Delete. So first we'll tackle TargetWeld. TargetWeld, it just does that. It will weld one vertex to another or one edge to another. So if I go to Mesh Tools, by default it's vertices. So I can select one vertex and I get this little orange marker and I can drag down to the vertex that I want to weld to and I release. So you get that orange marker that shows you which vertex you're welding to, and then you can release. The other thing you can weld are edges. So if I go to edge mode, F10, I can weld one edge to another edge, one edge to another edge. So that's TargetWeld. The other thing I wanted to show you is the difference between delete and control delete. So I'm going to go over here, and I've already pre-selected and deleted one of these edge loops. If I go into vertice mode, F9, here what I wound up doing, actually let me go into edge mode. So what I did to delete this was I just double-clicked onto this edge and pressed the delete button. That's normal delete. I can't do it actually because if I press delete, it stops my recording. So I cannot actually, I cannot actually do the delete, which is why I pre-did it. So you can see that if I go to vertex mode, that when I select the edge and press delete, what happens is it deletes the edge, but it leaves the vertices. If I was selecting, say, the opposite, I could select a vertex and delete it, and then I could delete it. I can't actually press the delete button, and it would leave the edges. So when I press the regular delete, depending on whether I select edges, it'll leave the vertices. If I select the vertices, it will leave the edges. Now, I can't just delete vertices that come at corners because they're considered corner vertices. They have to exist in order for this edge to exist. But what's interesting too is that when I just plain delete, you'll notice that the vertices still exist, which means I still kind of have that roundness at that point, right, at this position. So even though I've deleted the edge, because I have the vertice here, and the vertice occupies the space, I still kind of have a, the round form that I have. Whereas if let's see, I'll choose this edge, and I'll control delete, you'll notice that when I control delete, it deletes the edge and the vertice, which means that I'm now flat on that side, versus when I leave the vertices, I still retain that rounder form. So when I just delete, I can, if I'm deleting the edges like this, I can just simply, I might press delete and leave the vertices that leave kind of the roundness of the form. If I want to get rid of the roundness of the form, I would control delete, right? If I want to get rid of both the edges and the vertices. If I select a vertex and I control delete, it removes the selected, the connected rather edges. So I'll do that again up here. So if I select a vertex like this and control delete, it removes all of the edges that are connecting to that vertex, because control delete removes both the edge and the vertex together. And so that's the difference between just deleting an edge or a vertex and control deleting the edge or the vertex.